It's not often I say this, but Dragon's Dogma is an RPG that only has one flaw, and none other that I could possibly find. So I guess start with the gameplay and the battle system. For the most part, it can be repetitive, but it doesn't feel like it because you have different combos. You have a plethora of, I guess, powers and magic and weapons to unlock, to find, to equip, to use, that even if you maxed out this one class, you can instantly change to another one, explore a whole new different world of possibilities with that said class. Same with your pawn, who is your main accomplice in the game, who we'll get to later. You can do that with him, so it's like you're going through two classes at a time and you're exploring them both for yourself, and it is very, very well put together. And those classes I'm talking about are things like there's a mage, a sorcerer, mystic knight, archer. What was the other one? There was a big one that was just two-handed combat. I can't remember, but there are many vocations slash classes to choose from. That and the fact that you can swap it out on the fly at a store in Grand Soren, which is the main hub of all your activities, is just something that should be done in more RPGs. Graphics are, if not as good, if not better, than Skyrim. And I've heard some people ask me about frame rate issues, and I haven't really seen any. Of course, like any RPG, if you get closer to something, something's gonna pop up like out of nowhere. But there was no frame rate issues whatsoever. Nothing, no screen tears, nothing dropped. Everything was fine, perfect, and the same with Sky. In like comparing it to Skyrim, in terms of size, I don't think Dragon's Dogma is exactly as big as Skyrim, but I'd say maybe three-fourths. But it may seem bigger because you don't have a fast travel option, which I'll get into in a minute. The story takes a little bit to deal with, takes a bit to get into, more so than any other game. I'd say even probably halfway into the story is when you need to be patient with it until it actually picks up. And when it does pick up, it is an amazing story that the likes of which probably only few RPGs have ever elevated to a certain plethora of just awesomeness, I suppose. And the voice acting in the story is great. I mean, whoever they got, I hope I've heard of them before. If not, I need to hear of them. They are really, really good. They nailed like the medieval slash modern slash stereotypical person in this RPG setting, that it was just it was Nolan North quality, I guess I can say. Lastly, for just the pros, there are huge amounts of side missions. I mean, some you can pick off of quest boards, people you can just talk to at random. There's no hand to guide you. There's just you find a quest and you do it. There's probably hundreds of those in Dragon's Dogma, so you don't need to worry. The replayability is there. Now, before I go into the cons, I'd like to talk about this pawn system. This pawn system is pretty much a network of other people's sidekicks or accomplices that are uploaded online and that you can download to fight by your side. Now, some of these things cost, I guess, money, just to make it simpler. So you can't just use the highest ranking pawn you find. You have to actually have enough of this money, or you have to be close to the level that they are, or a friend's pawn, which I did. And I think it was like a level 59. The person's name was Kanu. And if you're watching this, his name was like Tetsuya Forever. And this character helped me out quite a bit. I mean, ever since from level 1 to when I got to level 59, and she's still in my party. This Kanu person greatly helped out, and the difficulty that people are saying, I really didn't experience it. Now, I don't think just one mage could have made me feel that way. So, but anyway, the pawn system is revolutionary. This needs to be in future RPG games. I mean, creating your own sidekick, then it's being uploaded to the PlayStation Network, and then you can download that same thing to your side and fight in battle. That was just something that blew my mind, that has to be incorporated into games somehow. Now, the cons, and as I mentioned, one flaw. Before I get into that one flaw, I don't think the lack of guidance is a con in this instance. For Dragon's Dogma does not hold your hand at all. You have to know where things are to get quests, items. You have to know where to go and how many days to do something. You have to take the expedition yourself, no matter how far away it is, unless you have a certain fairy stone. And that's not a con in my opinion. You may miss a few quests because the the game didn't tell you about it, but it is your job to check in on people in this game, and you cannot rely on the game to help you out with that. Now, the one true flaw I believe this has, and it may be a pro to some people, but there is no traditional fast travel in this game. You have to either have a fairy stone, which allows you to teleport to wherever you have a port crystal, and those port crystals you can't buy or really find until a new game plus or your second playthrough. So for your first playthrough, you're going to be walking a crap load, and I mean a crap load. So if you don't like those kind of games where you actually have to walk and walk and walk, don't buy this game. But if there's something to take away from this flaw, it's that you can actually experience the world that this, this brings. And as I mentioned before, there's no frame rate issues, there's no graphical issues, so all of it is actually a worthwhile experience, but still it does get on your nerves that there is no traditional fast travel system. So if you're looking for just a great summer buy or just an RPG in general, definitely buy this game. Don't even question it, go out and buy it right now. And again, if you like RPGs but you're not into no fast travel system and you got to do a lot of the work, I'd say rent it and see if you actually enjoy it.